Canada's forest sector has one of the world's leading environmental reputations. Canada has over 170 million hectares of forest, independently certified as sustainably managed. In fact, the forest you're in right now is an example of such management. Feel free to explore by turning your head in any direction and by tilting your head up or down. This forest is located in British Columbia. It was harvested 80 years ago and replanted with Douglas fir and hemlock. It was then harvested again 30 years ago, and a much more modern approach was taken to replanting. A wider variety of trees were planted, including pine and birch. The result is a forest that has a variety of tree species present, making it more resilient to pest species outbreaks, such as mountain pine beetle, which targets specific tree species. In addition, the ground cover has a mix of pine needles and leaves, providing a variety of habitat for species living in the leaf litter. Lastly, the diversity of tree heights provides opportunity for nesting and homes for birds and animals. Methods are used to only harvest optimally, leaving a forest replanted and ready for the next generation. Managed forests provide many benefits toward ecosystem resilience, water purification, and carbon storage. Canada's forest sector replants more trees than it harvests. When ready, this forest will be selectively harvested and the cycle will start again, contributing to a sustainable future for generations. There's a very extensive process involved with forest management planning. Even before a tree is cut, all forest management plans require a thorough inventory of the forest to ensure forestry is conducted at a sustainable level and the forest values are maintained for future generations. A common practice is to use satellite images to identify historical disturbance patterns, so harvests can mimic these natural processes. For instance, a forester compiling a management plan for this forest would identify that there was a fire 100 years ago and has since regenerated to become the healthy forest you see today. There are many other factors involved in responsible harvest decisions, with the main objective being to derive maximum value from a forest with minimal impact to the ecosystem. This particular forest is within a harvested area, but has been set aside to help maintain the important values that exist within the broader forest landscape. You will see in the canopy an active nest. These nests, often referred to as stick nests, are documented and monitored by foresters and biologists. Raptors, eagles, hawks, or owls often reuse their nests, so special buffers are applied to protect stick nests and the surrounding habitat for future use. Flora and fauna of special concern are also considered in forest planning. If you look between the trees, you'll spot grizzly bears. When bear dens are spotted upon inventory, foresters will identify them and apply protection buffers around them. Streams are also always considered in forest operations, as harvesting too close to sensitive streams will disturb natural hydrological processes. For instance, the stream you're standing upon here is habitat for sockeye salmon, which are of particular importance here in BC. Other ecologically significant sites, such as mineral licks and vernal pools, may need a buffer zone to help support biodiversity across the land base. These sites are not always obvious to the naked eye, which is where the professional forester's role is most important. It is also important to recognize that Canada's forests are uniquely important to Indigenous peoples and communities, and are a vital component of the cultural, spiritual, economic, and social relationships that Indigenous peoples and communities have with the land. It is very important that we work with Indigenous peoples to ensure forest management plans respect their traditions, values, and interests. This includes being respectful of trapping lines, hunting territories, and berry harvest grounds, as well as burial and spiritual sites. As you can see, foresters have a great deal of responsibility in balancing many interests and values across the landscape, bringing environmental, social, and economic benefits across Canada every day. To learn more, visit us online at fpac.ca.